Hello, my name is Davy Harris. I'm 20 years old and I am a performing artist. Originally, I am from Queensland, Australia. Upon finishing high school, I decided to make the leap down to Melbourne, where I trained at Patrick School of the Arts under the direction of both Todd Patrick and Andrew Horsworth. I've been dancing since I was 6 years old, so that is 14 years of dancing. I would say I got serious at about 12 years old, so 8 years of taking it seriously. I've done one professional contract, so I've only been a professional dancer for about 8 months. So during my second year of full-time, I was lucky enough to get offered a contract with Norwegian Cruise Lines. So I trained in Tampa, Florida, and after about a month of training, I got on the ship in LA, and we had about two main types of cruises. So we had a Mexican Riviera cruise, so we went from Miami to Cabo San Lucas, to Mazatlan, and then finally to Puerto Vallarta before heading back to LA. The second cruise that we did a Caribbean cruise, so that was to Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao. We went to Colombia, Costa Rica, Panama, all over that kind of region of the world. It was an amazing experience. On the ship, I did 2 shows. I did Footloose the musical and a production show called Elements, which is from Norwegian Creative Studios. The biggest highlight from that contract on stage would be Footloose the musical. During opening night, just finishing that finale, which is like a 5-minute number of singing at the tippity top of my range, dancing full out, and finishing that, like I was completely exhausted at the end, and I knew that I'd given my 100%, and the audience all gave us a standing ovation. That I will forever remember that moment. Number 1, always be on time. No matter what you do in life, no one likes someone who is late, and it's going to be very difficult for you to, progress in your life if you're known as the late person. That's probably number 1. Number 2 would definitely be ask questions, and don't be afraid to ask questions. You want to learn as much as you possibly can throughout your life. So always have your hand up, ask smart questions, and don't be afraid. I see myself in England. I really do. I'm lucky enough to have a UK passport, which means that living in England and working in England is going to be much easier for me. So I'd love to dance in the UK. My ultimate dream, either performing in a musical on Broadway or a musical on West End in England. That would be an absolute treat. That is going to be the pinnacle of my career. I was in LA on my ship. We were trapped. Obviously, we didn't really know what was going on. No one at that point. It was mid-March, so no one had a single idea what was going on, but we were just trying to quarantine everything. Luckily, I managed to get off relatively early, which was good news for me, so I could be back with my family in Australia. So yeah. I personally think I have been made for COVID-19 because I would describe myself as a bit of like a house cat. A bit of an introvert when I'm by myself. Obviously on stage I can be extroverted, so I'm like an introverted extrovert, if that makes sense. So I'm very good at keeping myself busy, and I think that's something that I'm very grateful for. So during this downtime, I haven't found myself being bored yet. I love music. Music is like my escape. I would strongly recommend for dancers or performers to always just have like another passion that can feed your passion, if that makes sense. Because some days you're gonna hate dancing. Some days I don't want to dance, I hate dance, so instead I play music. That feeds my passion, I feel more passionate, and then I want to dance again. So yeah, it's like a give and take. I've asked several people. They tell me that the caliber of Australian talent is on par with UK and America. And that's also proven by the fact that Australians are hired everywhere around the world. So we're very talented. I hope the culture keeps shifting the way it's going because the arts is amazing. I'm very hopeful for the future. Our industry will definitely come back, and it's just a question of when vaccines are going to be released. The more time allows for science to have a better understanding of the virus so that we can figure out better solutions. And even right now, shows are still happening. I've got friends in CATS right now in South Korea. They do temperature testing. They have social distancing. They all wear masks. So I think gradually over time, the performing arts is figuring out ways to cope with this new world. Guys, we're gonna be back. I know it's rough, but we're gonna be back. We're gonna be back in the studios. We're gonna be back on stage. I'm not sure how long, but we will be back. So make the most of your downtime. Don't be afraid to take time off. I think some people get really in their heads about it. I think looking after your mental health comes first, because if you're mentally not in a good place, you can't be a performing artist, really. Your performing arts will suffer if you're mentally not sound, so definitely prioritize your mental health. And during a time like right now, mental health is utmost important. That's what everyone should be looking after.